So you're a new Uber or Lyft driver, you've been driving for a while, and the big question is, should you get a dash cam? And then you answer it yes, but what dash cam should you get? That's what we're going to talk about today in today's video. Hey everyone, Chris here from Realridesharestories. On this channel, we do a lot of things within the rideshare industry, whether it be tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, whether it's outside the vehicle and what you see out there in our bad driving caught on camera video compilations, or most importantly, what happens inside the vehicle. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. But before we get started, if you have a story, whether you are a passenger driver and you have a crazy Uber or Lyft experience, record yourself, send it my way, and maybe you could be featured on the channel. All right, so dash cams, that's what we're going to be talking about today. There are a lot of dash cams out on the market. You might be asking yourself, should I get a dash cam? If you want to check that out, I have a video from way back when that I'll put in the link in the description below, where you can see if a dash cam is good for you. But honestly, if you drive your vehicle, you should have a dash cam. Whether you drive for Uber or Lyft or any other rideshare platform or not, you should definitely get a dash cam. So with that being said, there's a lot of dash cams out on the market. Which one would work best for you? They range in price, they range in options, depends on what you want. So a few questions you need to ask yourself first, and we're going to go over a couple of different dash cam options that you could use, as well as just a tiny little bit of what they might be good for. So there's many questions out there on what type of dash cam you should get. First, you need to ask yourself, what way do I want to record? So do I want just the forward facing, so what's in front of me for maybe insurance purpose? Do I want also a camera then outside the back window to show what's going on behind me? You got to take that into account. Also, do you want something that's going to be in the interior? So if you're driving people around like an Uber or Lyft or any other rideshare platform, a cab, whatever it might be, you want to make sure you have that interior footage only because it's there to protect yourself. So it's definitely something you want. Then another question you want to ask is, what kind of angle do I want to be able to see the recording of? If you want a wide camera angle for the interior, a wide camera angle is going to get pretty much the entire car, the cabin. Same thing with the exterior. You want a nice wide camera angle so you can pick up everything that's going on a wide angle lens. So there's many different options you can do. Most cameras, dash cams are wide angle. So you just want to make sure you double check. Also, again, figure out which ones you want in terms of forward facing, rear facing, interior facing, and kind of go along that. Another option that you want to know is, are you going to be driving in daytime or in low light, no light, dark night situations? Because right there, you're going to need to adjust the camera as well too. So instead of, just having a regular camera, maybe on your phone or a GoPro or something like that, if you're at night, you need something that's going to have the LEDs, the IR technology behind it. So then you can get this low light situation where it's going to be seeing what's going on in the camera. One of the big things is, once you find that out, if you're just driving through the day and if you want like forward facing or an interior facing, if you got an old GoPro or a GoPro that you're not using or something, they're great. You get the little base too that you could mount right on your dash. And then you just have it whichever way you want it. So if you want it facing you, if you want it facing out, GoPro is great. I definitely recommend getting the case that will actually open the side so you can charge it while you're driving, because if you're driving for a little bit of time, you definitely want to make sure you have that. You can use an old phone if you want as well. Just remember, it's not going to have a wide angle lens. So if you just want the shot on you, or if you just want a shot on something that's around in a tighter shot, you can do that as well too. Just know that you'll be recording and it can fill up quite fast. So depending on how much space is on your phone, that's going to play into it as well too. Something that is a good camera that's cheap. Now this is a little spy camera, so this isn't actually really a dash cam, but it has these attachments, like this attachment right here that you can hang. You can put it upside down. You can rotate this so you get the angle that you need correctly. I think this was $35 on Amazon, and it's great because it's small. It's very easy to mount. It comes with the charging port. You can charge it right there. It's got 9 LEDs on there for low light, no light situation. It is designed for a spy cam or like a nanny cam. So this is a great little thing because it's only $30. It also has another little attachment that you can mount with the adhesive tape, and then it's got a little magnet in it that you can pretty much rotate any angle you need. So it'll definitely fit in your vehicle, and you can hide it pretty well if you want to hide it, or if you want it right out in the open, you can definitely do that as well. But this is definitely a cool little thing. Now, the only drawback to this is if you're ever going to use this footage, like in my way, like a YouTube channel or sharing something, this camera, the picture is 1080, but it's grainy. It's not the best. It's definitely got some heat scars on it, so it'll look like it's got like little pixels that aren't working properly. So it's definitely not the best picture, but for $35, if you need something that's going to be good, that's definitely something to use, and you can use it. Another problem with this is it has a very limited function, and it does have a little bit of a learning curve to the point where you don't necessarily know if you're recording or not. So you definitely need to be aware of that when you are trying to record something, that you are making sure that it is recording. So it is a little bit of a learning curve for that. But once you get that down, it's not too bad. Like I say, for the price point, it's definitely great to make sure you have. One last thing on this as well, the micro SD, that does say on the description that it's up to like, I think 32 gig or 64 gig, which is not true. I have 128 gig that I put in here, and it works perfectly fine. I've also done a little bit more research and found out that this will handle up to 256 gigs on a micro SD card. So anything like that, you're perfectly fine to use. Just make sure you format it before putting it in the camera, because it won't format it for you. But it's definitely a good little camera to have. Now let's go to a real dash camera, a dual dash. This is the Vantrue N2 dual dash camera. So it's got a forward-facing camera. It's got the rear-facing camera. It does operate in low light, so it's got the IR on it. This is the camera that you see all of my footage for all the Real Rideshare Stories footage, interior camera, as well as all of the bad driving caught on camera. This is the camera that records it. It does record in 1080 on both the front and rear facing. Both are wide angle. Again, if you want to see what it looks like, this camera is pretty much everything I use for my interior and exterior camera footage. Another good thing is it has the LCD screen on it, so you can do a lot of good things right on it. It's got a little bit of additional features as well. Tomorrow's video, I'm really going to dive into this, give you the real review of it. But I do think it is a fantastic camera. Its price point is a little bit higher. It's $199.99 on Amazon, and you could buy it through other places. Both links for this one and this one are going to be in the description below. So if you want to check them out, go for it. But I do highly recommend getting a camera, whether it be an old GoPro or something that or even a GoPro that you're using now, or a dash cam that you actually are using that's designed for. So wrapping up, you definitely want to know what type of conditions you're going to be using your dash cam in, whether, again, you're driving for Uber or Lyft or another rideshare platform, or just a driver in general. Highly recommend getting a dash cam, whether it be forward facing, interior facing, rear facing, driving at night, driving during the day, wide angle, tighter angle. Those are all things you got to answer for yourself to get the right camera for you, and especially then looking at the price point. Look at some reviews, but I will definitely dive into it tomorrow. I'll probably also do a little bit better of a review on this one as well in tomorrow's video, but that's really what it's going to be based about. So if you want to check that out, and you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for the notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded, including tomorrow's video, which will dive into that much, much more. Also, if you have any questions or anything with dash cams, with footage, with anything like that, drop a comment below. I'll answer them. Also, if you have any other questions just in general about rideshare or anything like that, drop a comment below. Give a thumbs up for the video if you enjoy this content. Also, like I say, make sure you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. And that's going to be it for today's video. Remember, never drink and drive, always tip your driver, and we'll see you next time.
Still watching? That's all right. This video might be over, but the fun doesn't have to be. Video up top. If you click that, that'll take you to the last video that we just did. And the video down below is what YouTube thinks you should watch. If you're not a subscriber yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button right over here. And we'll see you next time.